guys, welcome to our channel. If you're new here, stick around. This is actually my webcam because I was editing the vlog for this week and realized, first of all, I forgot to do an intro because I was kind of doing two vlogs at once last weekend when I started this one, and I don't recommend that. If you're a YouTuber and you can do that, more power to you. But anyway, this week's video turned out to be so long, we're going to break it up into two parts. So look for part 2 after you finish watching this one. There's a lot of good stuff. I tracked my points all week and kind of shared that at the end of each day, as well as kind of an overview of what I was bringing to work with me in the morning. And there's some recipes and all kinds of good stuff. So I hope you'll stick around for both parts. If you're new, welcome, and without further ado, here's the video, part 1. So it's Saturday morning. We just had weigh-in, which you saw on last week's video. And so it's still the same day, but I'm keeping a video diary of all the meals that we're having this week, the point values, and the fitness points we earn, just so you can kind of see what our week was like. And then at the end of the video, we'll see what the results were, which will actually be next Saturday. One thing that worked really well for me in the past was to shake up my points eaten during the week and actually dip into the weekly points that they give you. You get 42, or I get 42 weeklies. I think it's different for different people. And that's in addition to my daily 29 points. And what I found was if I have what a lot of people call a cheat day on, early in the week, and then you kind of go up and down on what points you eat, it seems to help your progress keep going, and also helps you feel less like you're on a non-sustainable diet, which this is not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. It's meant to be for the long term and not just for the short term, so that's why they allow you to eat any food as long as you're, maintaining your portion size and keeping track of what you're eating. So we're starting at Cracker Barrel. I'm going to have what I want within reason and track it, and we'll see how this week goes. Thanks for coming along.
The next day.
So hopefully this shows clearly, but this was yesterday's tracking. I get normally 29 points per day and 42 weeklies, so you can see we ate 46, or at least I ate 46 points yesterday. Part of that was breakfast, and I'll give you a tip about Cracker Barrel. In case you didn't know, some of the breakfasts are on there, but it was actually saying that the breakfast I chose was 15 points, and I think it was excluding some things. So I went ahead and indulged in breakfast, but this is what I had. 3 slices of bacon, some scrambled eggs, hash brown casserole, totally worth it. I ended up having a biscuit, and I don't know why it counted it as 1 1/4 items. I guess I need to fix that, because I did not eat 1/4 of a biscuit. I ate just 1. Easy to fix. Update food. So actually my breakfast was 22, that's good. And I did have a little bit of apple butter on my biscuit because, that's something I very much enjoy. And then for lunch, we didn't really have lunch, but I did have lots of popcorn, as I said. And then for dinner, a simple sandwich and some snacks. So the Fit and Active American cheese singles, those are pretty decent. Hubby and I like the white cheddar Cheetos, some healthy multigrain bread, and then 1 point worth of honey ham. So very satisfying. Could easily add some fruit or some veggie to that for no more points. But for the whole day, not too bad. So this is Sunday's points so far, and I say so far because we haven't had lunch yet, but I went ahead. One strategy that works for us really well is to go ahead and plan out our day so that we know where we can splurge and if we've got room or need to make adjustments before we even start eating. We were at church this morning and found out that there is a picnic this evening that we forgot about. So we're planning on, so far, a 7-point dinner, and we may adjust that a little bit just so we have room in case there's some sort of dessert or some treat we want to try at the picnic. But we started at Starbucks. It's quick and easy, and the points are right on the app for counting. So I had the reduced fat turkey bacon and egg white turkey, bacon, and egg white breakfast sandwich for 5 points. And then sometimes I'll get a tea and put stevia in it, so it's no points, but I decided it was worth it to me to spend a little bit, so I got a skinny cinnamon dulce latte, which is my usual, and I actually got almond milk, but it factors out, I believe, to the same number of points. And then for lunch, we actually made this big crock pot full of chili. This is actually 1 point chili per serving. It makes about 12 servings. And it needs to be stirred, but basically what we put in here was 2 pounds of fat-free ground turkey, and I put that in raw. Some people like to cook theirs first, and if you're in a hurry and just want to simmer it for a couple of hours, you can do that. But we started it this morning, so it would be ready when we got home. I put in a can of diced tomatoes, which, if you read the labels, some diced tomatoes are free, which these were. 0 points for this whole can. But then some others that I put in, because I like extra tomato in mine, these from Fit and Active from Aldi are really, really good, but there are points involved, so be careful when you're counting your recipe. But I put this in. I also put in 2 packets of chili mix. We like the mild, low-sodium chili mix, and a jar of chunky salsa. Again, check your labels. Make sure this one has 0 points, but some might have more. And it says it has jalapeno peppers, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too hot, but it is mild and only 10 calories per serving, so very, very cheap. We put in a couple of cans of beans, and those are free. Rinse those off and put them in. Some corn, some green peppers, some onions. Basically, you just throw in whatever you want, and it makes for a low point lunch. One thing I really like about making low point chili is you can add full fat things to it, like regular shredded cheddar cheese. It tastes really good, tastes better in my opinion than the cheap stuff, the fat-free kind. A little bit of fat in your diet is a good idea anyway. And then we use non-fat plain Greek yogurt as our sour cream. That's 0 points. And really, when it's worth it, we can get into some Tostitos or crackers or whatever you like on your chili and throw that on top. And it's really a hearty low point meal. Plus, making so much of it in the crock pot, 12 servings or so. There's only 2 of us, but this is something that freezes well. So if we have a long day, we get home from work, and we don't feel like going out, or we want to go out but we don't have the points, this is a nice option where you can add the fat-free sour cream and no cheese if you don't have many points left, or you can go all for it and put all the goodies in there. Either way, it's a really good option. So that's what we're having for lunch. As far as dinner, like I said, simple sandwiches, no big deal, and we'll update you later on whether or not we ended up adjusting to splurge for dessert.
Later.
It's now Sunday night. We're back from the picnic, and I am pleased to say everything went well. Was able to stay on track. I actually have 3 points remaining, and that's after having a half of a brownie. I ended up having just 1 slice of cheese on my sandwich, and that cut it down a little bit more than what I had originally tracked. So that worked out pretty good. And I believe I earned a few fit points. Yep. So I ended up with earning 5 fit points, and I think that needs to actually refresh. Even better. I ended up earning 7 fit points today, so that adds back to my weeklies. So I'm back to 35 weeklies. So we'll see what tomorrow holds. Good night. Good Monday morning to you. It is just about time for me to be going to work, but real quick I wanted to show you how I plan for today's meals. So here's everything I've got ready to take with me to work in my trusty little lunch bag. I typically eat breakfast once I get to my desk, so I've got today 3 point brown sugar instant oatmeal. This is from Weight Watchers. And like I've mentioned before, you can actually buy these at a local Weight Watcher meeting without being a meetings member. 3 points has 7 grams of protein. Hubby loves these. I haven't tried them yet, so I'm going to try it today since I'm all out of my beloved pumpkin pie egg bites. I got to make some more of those. And then for a midday snack, if I get hungry in between or I just can't go heat up my lunch, I have the Oikos 000 yogurt. This is 3 points, and I like it because it doesn't have any added sugar or artificial sweeteners. And of course it's low fat, high protein, so that makes a good afternoon snack as well if I don't have it in the morning. Then I've got some leftovers from lunch, yesterday's chili. So I put 1 portion of the chili in here. That's 1 point. A nice generous dollop of fat-free Greek yogurt. That's 0 points. And then I decided it was worth it to me. Oh, that's not shut. It was worth it to me to have a 1/4 cup of cheese for the full 4 points instead of just 2 tablespoons today. So I went with that, but I did compromise a little bit. The tortilla chips, instead of a serving of 6, you see how huge these are? This is plenty if I want to just crush them up and put them onto my chili for a little bit of crunch. So this is going to be 3 points. So 3 points, 4 points, and 1 point, 8 points for lunch. That's pretty reasonable. And then I've got some grapes kind of as a dessert. And then I like to keep a couple of extras just in case I get snacky in the afternoon. One is I just found these Baby Bell Lights with these teeny tiny little, look like Triscuits, but they're itty bitty little crackers. See? They're so cute. This is 3 points, and that would make a nice little protein and crunch snack. Or if I'm really wanting something salty, these are 2 points. Another Weight Watcher treat, the popped barbecue potato crisps. Quite good. So we've got everything planned out. I should have plenty of points for dinner. I know hubby wants to have leftover chili for dinner, so I probably won't be cooking tonight. I have a couple of lean cuisines in the fridge, but they're high point values, so we'll just see how it goes and let you know what we choose. It is now Monday evening. It's been a long day, but a successful day. I'll show you my points in a second, but I'm working on editing last week's vlog, actually, which is already up if you're seeing this week's vlog, which is kind of crazy to think about. But anyway, ended the day doing pretty well. Let's take a look. So as you can see, I have consumed 28 of my 29 points, and there's 1 lonely point remaining, which in hindsight is kind of crazy to think that I could have another bowl of that 1 point chili if I really wanted to, but I am satisfied, so I'm going to leave it at that. For dinner, I kept it simple with a lean cuisine pizza, and I also filled out my meal. I didn't track it yet, but I made veggies and dip, which is evidenced as here. If you saw our Instagram post, you saw a photo. I made ranch dip like I've done before, added some extra garlic and onion to it, and it was very tasty.
Early the next morning.
Good morning, everybody. It is now Tuesday, although I keep trying to say that it's Wednesday. And no, this is not a new ethnic look for me. This is what I do when I shower. And then need to dry my curly hair. If you're not familiar with the t-shirt method, leave me a comment down below if you want to hear about it for curly haired gals like me. But it really works, and I have fine hair, so it's easily influenced by a comb or brush and can be straightened as easily as it is naturally curly. So I'm just keeping it up while I get myself ready, but I'm about to pack some breakfast and snacks for today. I didn't eat my pop chips from yesterday, so I still have those in my desk drawer. And today is actually salad bar day at the company where I work for. They have a cafeteria, and it's really nice. And they have a breakfast buffet on Fridays, which for now I won't be partaking in because most of what's on that buffet is too many points. Hashtag tater tots. And so I'm going to do salad bar, but I think I'm going to pack my own dressing and just make sure I load up on lots of veggies and low point meat, and I'll enjoy my lunch. So let's see what we got. Alright, so starting off with breakfast, I'm going to have the Weight Watchers protein pancake, which I showed you in an earlier video. Those are 3 points. I will warn you ahead of time, if you get these at a Weight Watchers meeting, when you mix them and heat them, they smell really, really funky, but they taste really good. And I have found that you can add sliced banana in it before you heat it up in the microwave, and that works really well. Or I also like to put in a couple of tablespoons of peanut powder. It does add 2 points to it, but if you need a little extra protein or just want the flavor, that is a good way to get peanut butter in there without a whole lot of calories and fat. And then I'm also taking along these cinnamon sweet drops. I absolutely love putting a squirt of this in my coffee, but I'm finding now that when I make my pumpkin pie egg muffins, I can use this instead of the maple syrup, and it makes them 0 points, you guys. 0 point pumpkin pie. So I might even experiment with putting a little bit of cinnamon in with my peanut butter and banana. I think it might be good. For lunch, like I said, I'm going to have salad bar, but what I did last night and I wanted to show you was I made this amazing ranch dip that is 0 points. It has about a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt, a tablespoon and a half of this ranch seasoning and salad dressing mix, and there's directions on the back, so if you're doing different proportions, you want to make more, you want to make less, you can figure out how much of this to use, but I like this instead of the packet. And then I also put in a couple of shakes of this Grill Mates garlic and onion medley just because, and it made it taste so good, you guys. So the first time I made it, it was a little thick, so I thinned it out with some unsweetened almond milk, just personal preference. You could use skim milk or water if you prefer. The tiny bit that I used of this did not add any points to it, so it's still 0 points. But what I'm going to do for salad bar day is just put some in this container and thin it out a little bit more with a little bit more almond milk to make it more of a dressing consistency. And then I've got 0 point dressing on my salad, which means I can add cheese, I can add olives, croutons, the little things that have points in them that tend to add up. The dressing won't count for me. So that will be good. And this stuff is fantastic. We can't keep it in our house for very long, which is good. We make it in small batches to make sure it stays fresh. And lastly, I've got a couple of snacks. I've got some 0 point unsweetened applesauce. All the unsweetened applesauces from Mott's are 0 points, and the cherry is especially good. I've got light string cheese, which are a point a piece, and these Laughing Cow cheese dippers that we discovered on Sunday. These are very similar to the crackers and Baby Bell that I had yesterday. It's 3 points, but it makes a nice little savory snack for the afternoon when I'm getting ready to go home and I start to get really hungry, and it keeps me from wanting to stop at the drive-thru on the way home. So if you were keeping tally, that means I've got a 5 point breakfast, a basically 0 point lunch until I add the cheese and the olives and croutons and whatever else I grab. And then, you know, depending on what I decide to have for snacks, sometimes I need a snack and sometimes I don't. Like with the pop chips, they just stay in my desk until I need them. They're out of sight, so I don't feel like I have to eat them. That's a trick that works for me. But anyway, I'm going to go get this day started and I'll check in with you later. Hey guys, so I actually brought you with me to work so I could show you the salad. Unfortunately, for some reason I had it in my head today that it was Wednesday, which is salad bar day, and it's not, it's Tuesday. Fortunately, they have all the salad fixings you could ever want, so I asked them to make me a salad. It's huge. It's probably bigger than I would have made it myself. But it's full of all kinds of goodies. There's cucumbers and peppers and chicken and lettuce, and I think I forgot to tell them to add some grape tomatoes, but all of that, 0 points. Their grilled chicken is not prepared with any butter or oil, so it's free. And then I had him put on some egg, also free for protein, and some about a 1/4 cup worth of their shredded cheese, which is usually about 4 points, and he did a good job putting a 1/4 cup on there. And then maybe a couple tablespoons worth of olives, so I'll count all that. And then I've got my free dressing that I made from home. I've got a big thing of ice water with a squirt of this really yummy white cherry Skinny Girl. This is hard to find, you guys, so if you know of a store that carries it, share it down in the comments for everybody else. It seems the general consensus on their Facebook page is that they're hard to find. These ones for the white cherry and the pineapple coconut, I have found it recently at Aldi, but because it's not a regular Aldi thing, I don't know how long they're going to have it. So I stock up whenever I see it. I get a bottle or two for me and hubby, and he just takes the skinny girl label off of it so they don't tease him at work. I don't blame him. But anyway, so I decided to forego croutons in favor of perhaps having a treat later. I am making something for dinner that we haven't tried before, and I could have extra of that, or there's a couple of desserty type things that I have at home that I've been waiting until I had the points so I could enjoy them. So we'll see how it goes, but I'll keep you posted. Hi again, I am back home from work and about to start preparing dinner. By the way, if you've noticed this on my cabinet and wondered what it is, it's a handy little doohickey that goes along with the pop socket on my phone, and I have one in my bathroom, but I also have one here, and the reason being, I can put my phone right in front of me with my recipe, and it leaves me more space on the counter. Or if I'm not following a recipe and just want to catch up on some favorite YouTubers, I can turn it like that and enjoy my show. Jonathan likes to do it while he's doing dishes. Yeah, it works pretty great. Hey there, it's me again. I really hate to interrupt, but we're getting to the end of part 1 of this video, so if you're just dying to know what the recipe for chicken fried steak that's Weight Watcher friendly is, you want to make sure to check out part 2. And if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. It encourages John and I to keep going and keep making videos like this. It's our hope that this is very helpful to you and that it helps push you on in your own journey, as well as help keeps us on track. And if you have not already become a subscriber, click that big red button down below and click the bell so that you're notified every time a new video comes out, including the part 2 to episode 4. Until then, we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.